Welcome to the show, everyone. My name is Paul. I am the founder of Woke News Report podcast, wokenewsreport.com, and the creator of Woke Board Game, which you can find more information about at wokeboardgame.com. Trust me, it's a lot of fun. I play it with a lot of friends, and all of my friends love it. Maybe that's because they aren't necessarily woke, but I'm sure that anyone that is woke that played the game would also have a good time. And if they did not have a good time, at least a interesting conversation would take place while playing the game. Last night, we were talking about Bud Light and how they are targeting children. And in the sense that they have that Dylan lady, and I wrote this back in April 23rd. I was going to say 2023. It is 2023. I wrote it on April 23rd about how the Bud Light campaign is targeting children ostensibly. Today, I read this thing about Disney. Disney obviously targets children, parents of children, and things of that nature. And so to read this, it just was interesting to me because you could think about a beer company, an adult beverage company, targeting children and think, wow, there's something really messed up about that. And Ted Cruz even thinks that there's something messed up about that. And I'm happy that him and several other people, since I wrote my article, have came along to the fact that this is what is probably happening with this Dylan campaign. But I read this article, Disney partners with Pride to develop content for children. And I knew I had to come on and at least speak my mind about it. This is from David Strom. The writer here is David Strom. It's May 19th, 2023. Disney is proud to push Pride. Pride is the code word for the alphabet people. It used to be reserved for gays and lesbians, that now it has become an all-purpose umbrella ideology for everything from doggy fetishes to people pretending to be infants. Don't go looking for it. I have not gone looking for it. I have happened to see it on my Twitter feed. Infant fetishes is a real thing. And by real, I mean a real mental disorder. But there are grown-ups, primarily men, obviously, that love dressing up as babies, and that's their fetish. A lot of sick people in the world. You don't treat sick people anymore. We basically affirm sick people. And as I've said in previous videos, you can affirm anything. It doesn't matter what you affirm. You can pretty much affirm anything. The embrace of gay marriage was not the goal, but merely the first goal. It's right here. The embrace of gay marriage was not the goal, but merely the first goal. Now, what do I always said on here, and also wokenewsreport.substack.com? The war of attrition. The first thing that you think it is not the last thing that it will be. It's a war of attrition. It started a long time ago. I have an 11-part series at wokenewsreport.substack.com, 11-part series that talks about the war of attrition, how it began, this woke business, this woke idea, how it began, where it was, where it's going, and what you can do about it, because it's important to know what you can do about wokeness. The embrace of gay marriage was not the goal, but merely the first goal. The war of attrition is real. It's not going to end until they wear you down enough to get to where they're going. Where are they going? Depopulation. As I say also, every show practically, Woke is nothing more than a tool that people in power use, in order to depopulate. People in power, top-down system put in place in order to depopulate. Now, it's crazy to me to think that Disney, of all the companies in the entire world, Disney, would choose to partner with Pride, the woke individuals of Pride and others, in order to depopulate the earth. It's crazy in the sense that you are depopulating your own business. What have I said? The more you chop up little girls to be little boys, and the more you chop up little boys to be little girls, the less the little boys and girls are going to be able to have boys and girls. That's just common sense. But to partner up with people who advocate for this, it's kind of gross. It's kind of sick. Those of us who warned of this were derided, called Neanderthals, and labeled homophobes. I have never been scared of homosexuals in my life. Me neither, by the way. I have a lot of homosexual friends. I like these people. I genuinely like people. I don't necessarily want to label any person. There's not a label to me. If I like you and you're kind and all of that, pretty much we've got a pretty good relationship. That's my personality. That's how it's always been. That's maybe how it always will be. And in fact, all of my friends don't really care what anyone else does as an adult. Why would I be? Live and let live, he says here. Yeah. And knock yourself out. Live and let live. Leave the kids alone. But live and let live. And if there was a problem with homosexuals visiting partners in hospitals, pass a law that created civil unions. Easy. Here he goes into this. And I'm not going to read the whole thing. You can find it on Hot Air. Hot Air is where this is taken from. I don't want to read the whole thing. I'm not going to bogart it. I'm just telling you, Hot Air is where you can find this. The slippery slope was not only real, but the real point of the exercise. Nailed it. It's the slippery slope. Give an inch, take a mile. Well, the war of attrition says that if you give an inch, and sometimes, like I said in the video last night about Bud Light is losing this battle. But the lady who put that in play is still being talked about a month later. So she's only going to graduate to something better. She may have lost her job. It's unclear to me whether or not she did or she didn't. I really don't know. She may have lost her job. But because the conversation is continuing a month later, billions of dollars has been lost. It doesn't matter about the money. These people don't care about the money. It's the conversation that matters. And I'm a marketing guy. I said last night, I'm a marketing guy. I understand the conversation is all that matters. So she's going to fall upwards in her failure of downgrading Bud Light by billions of dollars. The slippery slope was not only real, but the real point of the exercise. Nailed it. And this person actually gets it, that the war of attrition is a real thing. Bud Light might lose the battle, but the war continues, and they will win the war because just like homosexual partners or gay marriage or whatever it is, now we're to the point where chopping up children is a real thing. Another video in the past, the Texas hospital, they said they stopped chopping up children. They continued to chop up children just days later. They continue to chop up children. It's insane in the sense that Disney, of all people and all places, I say all people, but of all businesses, Disney, who relies on children, parents of children, in order to provide the business and service that they have, wants to eliminate more children coming into the world. Can you even imagine the founder of Disney? Can you even imagine what he's thinking if he's not rolling over already? He has to be rolling over and going, what? This is what Roy did. This is what the other family members did. I create this entire business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business. It's huge all around the world. And all of a sudden, and out of nowhere, in the last 5, 6, 7 years, they're trying to eliminate completely eliminate through depopulation our entire customer base going forward. It's insane. It is absolutely insane. Corporate America is at least committed to pushing the alphabet agenda. Again, the stories are legion. So no one needs to be reminded, so no need to remind everybody of what by now is an obvious truth. They are willing to even sacrifice their business by insulting their customers. They're not trying to sacrifice. This is where he may or may not get it wrong. They're not willing to sacrifice their business by insulting their customers. They're willing to sacrifice their business by eliminating their business, especially in the case of Disney. Disney's meant for kids. It's story time. It's playtime. It's Disney, for crying out loud. You're not insulting your customers. You're killing them. It's a culture of death. You're killing them. Woke, top-down system, people in power put in place to depopulate. You're killing your customers with this kind of stuff. And it's insane to me. I have never heard about it. I've never even thought about it. I never even thought it was going to happen. So to read stuff like this is just, it's unbelievable in the sense that how, what, why, when, well, we know. I wrote 11 articles, wokenewsreport.substack.com, talking about this exact thing. Disney has been at the forefront of the cultural movement with their not-so-secret gay agenda. Disney is the company that parents have always associated with safe and traditional values. We have to watch out. I say we, anybody that watches this, there's not a lot of you right now. There might be tens of thousands of millions later. We have to watch out. Everything is getting infected by non-traditional values. The cover of Sports Illustrated, and I meant to mention this in the other video the other night. The cover of Sports Illustrated is a dude. It's a dude. It just goes on and on. Adidas has a dude in a onesie, bikini. What's going to happen to these brands when there is no one else to buy their product? It's not that they're alienating their customer base, which they are by Bud Light standards, by the billions of dollars. It's what's going to happen later on. Short-term gains are going to turn into long-term problems. And years from now, when there is no population to fund these businesses, what is the point? So you've got to realize there's a lot of anti-capitalists that are working in these businesses. There's a lot of people that don't like America working in these businesses. And by America, I mean the West or the rest of the world. Disney is one of these companies that is literally infiltrated in the sense that they are going to completely wipe out everything that they knew as far as a business, because at the end of the day, if you have no one to sell to, no one will buy. And I think of a lot of people that work there, they're probably fine with that. And that's a shame. If you like the commentary, like, share, subscribe, especially on Rumble. Visit us on Truth Social. That's Woke Board Game, Truth Social. Twitter also, Woke Board Game. And thank you for tagging along.